Back to you now at 9:40. This coming Friday, an annual gala that is near and dear to not only my heart, but also many of yours. Project 31's 5th annual Paint the Town Pink Gala to celebrate breast cancer survivors. And here with me to talk about it all is my friend and Project 31 founder, Sarah McLean. It's so good to see you.
You too.
How are you?
I'm so excited.
5th year.
I know. I can't wait.
What's in store this time around?
So this year we wanted to step it up a notch. So we have Joan London coming as our keynote speaker, which she's also a breast cancer survivor of triple negative breast cancer. That's a more aggressive form. But then we also have Super Freak is going to be there, and then we'll have a charity casino. It's going to be a great time.
It's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
You and I just went to lunch a couple weeks ago. Yeah. We sat there for hours talking about it. We're so excited that Joan is going to be there. What a get, you know, for this year's
It's going to be amazing.
Event.
We wanted it to be extra special just with our 5th year anniversary, and she's a national advocate and she understands our cause, and so I'm so delighted that she'll be able to speak life to the women and their families.
For anybody listening who's not been before, paint the scene for us, what this night is all about. I know it's fabulous,
right.
But what's it all about in your mission?
So it all started because, you know, I'm a 2-time survivor, and just the emotional and spiritual ramifications that come with the breast cancer journey are sometimes not talked about. And so I wanted just to create a night where women could come with their families and loved ones, put cancer to the side for the night, and really just celebrate life and have them be honored, because this is a really hard path to walk, and unless you walk through it, you really don't know all the ins and outs. And so that's really the goal, is to celebrate them and honor them for their courageousness and just the fight that they've continued to fight.
And you feel the love this evening. People are just loving on one another. They're raw, they're real. You hear stories.
Yeah.
Kind of what's been your takeaway after founding Project 31? Did you ever realize that you'd now have this tribe? These are now your people.
You know, to be quite honest, I didn't know that it was going to be that big. I really felt like God had given me a huge vision, and I was step out. But now, 5 years later, we've had over 1,000 women come through our peer-to-peer support groups. We collaborate with hospitals, and we have survivors leading survivors through the journey. We have about 25 women on our team, and we're in Tulsa, we're in Stillwater, Enid, and now 7 hospitals here in Oklahoma City. And so we just recognize the need is great, and we have to be there for one another, and community is oftentimes where we find the greatest healing.
What's your biggest piece of advice for somebody who knows somebody, a family member, a friend going through breast cancer? You know, sometimes I think a lot of us don't know the right thing to say, the things to say, how to comfort. What's your suggestion to people?
Well, honestly, I mean, there's a lot of ins and outs that people don't understand, and then depending on your diagnosis, whether it's a stage 1 or stage 4, there might be different concerns along the way. But I would just really advise people to be present, just to be a willing and loving presence. Don't feel like you have to have the answers, because oftentimes there's not an answer. It's just really being present with your friend, letting them know that you haven't forgotten about them, that you're continuing to pray for them, and you're willing to do anything that they need to help them along the way.
You were diagnosed at a young age.
Right.
And you're a 2-time survivor. Would you share some of your journey with us?
So when I was 18, I started doing self-exams, because that's what the doctor had advised me to do, not thinking I would ever find anything, but just wanted to know what my tissue felt like. So at 25, I had found a lump and was diagnosed at the age of 26. I was married for a year, no children, and my husband and I really suffered a lot with just the intimate issues, the psychosocial issues that survivors go through from having intimate parts of your body removed. And then 8 years later, I was diagnosed again at the age of 34. It was actually a different type of breast cancer that I found too. So it's really important to do self-exams, make sure you know what your tissue feels like, and be proactive about being your own advocate.
You've really opened my eyes in conversations that we've had about struggles that people with breast cancer go through that you wouldn't even think about. What do you find when you talk to men and women who have gone through this? What are the things that you know, fighters struggle with the most?
You know, there's a lot of grief, because the breast cancer diagnosis steals so much of who we are as a woman. It steals our hair, it steals our breasts, our fertility, intimacy. There's a lot of ripple effects from the type of therapies that we're on that are definitely needed. However, there are long-term things that we aren't even aware are issues. So it's important for us to be talking about these issues together in an intimate setting, so people know they're not alone and that there are resources available. Oftentimes it's kind of a discombobulated process, so maybe the left hand isn't talking to the right, so it's important for us to make each other aware of different resources that we've come across along the way.
And good to keep all that in mind. Friday night is all about celebrating. It's, you know, let's just come together as one, stand in solidarity, and just love each other. And and dance.
Yeah.
Are tickets still available for
And you can
anybody
go on
who'd like to come?
Project31.com.
Okay.
That's where our tickets are. The event's at the Bricktown Event Center, and it's going to be from 7 to 11, and we'd love to have you there.
Okay, fabulous. And this will be my 3rd year. Thank you so much. This has been an honor over the years just to get to know you and your family, and I'll see you Friday night. Thank you so much, Sarah. Okay, Jonathan Condor, back over to you.
Yeah, we need